This activity is from the Choices toolkit. It's called My Map. And the reason I guess it's called My Map is because you're really talking about young people and where they're from, the area they're from, and where they hang out. And make sure you use a large piece of rope for this, because it's good to get as many young people as possible into the circle or area that they map out. From different areas, and it's probably worthwhile for you as a facilitator to just do a wee bit of research into the area, where the young people are from, possibly where the young people hang out from. Quite often you'll know where they hang around, but it's maybe good to do that research first of all. And get them to really stand into the rope in the areas, and get them to try and be as honest as possible. It's important to be as honest as possible so they can actually tell you where they do actually hang out and what they get up to. I'm going to give you a huge piece of rope. What I'd like you to do with that piece of rope is I would like you to stand between here and the pool table and mark out Govan, the area. Because you're all from Govan, aren't you? So I want to think about, if I was in a helicopter looking down on your area, like the whole of Govan, if I was in a helicopter looking down on the whole of the place that you stay, I would want to see the shape. Do you understand? So I want you to think about it. I want you to have a discussion and have a proper think about what shape it is. So we all go over just now then and start marking out the shape of your area. No. So it's just going to be a boundary shape. Do you understand? It's just going to be a boundary. It's just going to be a boundary shape, yeah? So would it be January? Would it be, what would it be like? I mean, the shape of Scotland. It wouldn't be a circle, would it? So let's lay this down just now. So just listen up a second. So what I'm saying to you is, guys, listen, if you were looking from a helicopter down on your area, would it be a bit more in here? Would it be a bit more out here? How would it be? A bit in there? So put it a bit more in then. Okay. So this is the Clyde down here, is it? Okay. So would you say this is your area? Okay. So the next part of this activity, what I'd like you to do now, is I'd like you to go and stand where you live. Where you go,
Wait, Daniel.
Guys. Right guys, listen up. Are you in the right place? No. Okay, so now I need you to stay there. Alright? So basically we've got people on the outskirts. Am I right? You stay across the street. So if you're saying you stay across the street, is that here then? This is Elder Park. Yeah? So is this correct in where you're standing right now, if this is Elder Park?
Aye.
And is it correct where you're standing right now, if this is Elder Park?
Aye, that is Govan.
And is it correct where you're standing? Yeah? Right, we're good with that. Okay. What I'd like you to do now then, is I'd like you to go and stand where you actually hang out at night.
Where's the Govan Road? Where do you hang out? That's the Govan Road.
I don't know it, so.
Okay, can you turn around and face me? Turn around and face me. So basically what we've done there then is, you guys hang out in your area where you stay. Yeah? You guys kind of hang out in the area where you stay. You move to somewhere else and hang out somewhere else. Yeah? Because you come across from there. And you guys have moved a wee bit closer to the middle as well. Not so much you, but you've moved a wee bit closer to the middle. Okay. So if I'm to ask you now where you hang out, and I don't want a name of a street, but I just want to say what's next to it. So if there's a shop next to it, if there's something next to it, I want you to tell me what it is. Go for it.
Manses.
Sorry? What's Manses?
A corner shop.
A corner shop. So you guys don't laugh, it's not funny. Do you hang out outside the corner shop?
Aye.
Where do you guys hang out? Madhouse is a...
It's a house and it's just following on.
Oh, so you hang out in a house? Alright, okay. Brilliant. What about you guys?
We're the same bit in a different house.
So you hang out in a different house. Okay. Now this activity, guys, is about safe places and unsafe places to hang out. Okay? Now you're pointing already that these places for you are unsafe.
Aye.
Yeah? So for example, if you were to move from here, which is where you hang out, yeah, outside Menzies or whatever, alright, so you hang out outside Manda's, and you guys hang out over here. Now for example, if I was to take you over here, would this become an unsafe area for you? You don't get battered by them, but you'd be battered maybe by someone else. Am I right in saying that? Okay, so go back to where you are. And if I was to take you from here and take you over to where these guys are, would that be safe for you? No. So basically what we're identifying here is there is safe places to hang out and there's unsafe places to hang out. And if I was to give you this, drugs, yeah? And if I was to give you loads of this, can I just ask you to tell me, right, listen up, can I just ask you to tell me which of these plates you would take? So for example, a minute ago, you were holding the green plate, saying this is safe, as in green, safe, yeah? Red is unsafe, and amber, which is the orange, is kind of safe and unsafe. Which card would you take if everyone was trolleyed on that, on drugs?
What drugs?
Red.
So suddenly, you've turned a safe place into an unsafe place. Am I right in saying that? What about yourselves, guys? So it's kind of good and bad. Are we happy with that?
There's like it's like there's most people that are drunk at like every night.
Yeah, I know, because most people are drunk every night. And is that when trouble happens?
Sometimes.
Yeah. So I guess it's more likely to happen. The trouble will happen more likely if there is booze involved. Now, can I just ask you a quick question? Would this place here change from being a safe place to an unsafe place if it was at night time? What is it that causes it to be unsafe at night time?
Because most people don't go out during the day.
And that's why you hang out in a flat, is that right?
No.
No. You do all go out?
Aye.
And you hang around the streets?
No, I don't.
No.
Not anymore. So you've changed it. And what's the reason you don't hang out in the street anymore?
I'm older.
You're a bit older, and any other reason? Any other reason? You've got a house, yeah, but any other reason?
No, just we got older.
You got older? Is it because it's unsafe?
Well,
Aye, it's unsafe to hang around the streets. So actually this green bit of plate, which is the safe areas, is no longer here, is it? When I put drugs and booze into it. Do you ever think about what's a safe place to hang out and what's an unsafe place to hang out? Is that something that crosses your mind at all? Well, you obviously do, because you don't go anywhere near here, which is unsafe for you. You obviously do think about it. Yeah? What about you guys? Okay. If I was to take you all right now, all of you right now, and I was to go to the north of Glasgow and put you outside a shop in the north of Glasgow, drop you all off there just now as a group of people, would it be safe or unsafe?
Unsafe.
What's the reason why it would be unsafe?
Like areas.
What you will do.
So what you're wearing comes down to it, is that right? They'd be taking your shoes off straight away.
Aye.
So I guess what we're saying is, actually it is down to what you're wearing, it's down to who you are, and it's down to where you're from. Now is that fair?
No.
No.
What's your views on that? What's your views on it?
Because no everybody fights. Some people just go and still get bothered.
So some people do go out and still get battered, but is it fair that you're not allowed to go to another area? So for example, is it fair that you personally are not allowed to go and hang out over here outside the street here? Is that a fair thing or not?
Aye. Well, it's aye. 'Cause it's my fault.
It's your fault.
It's your own fault because you've got trouble.
Aye.
Because you gang fights.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Okay. So that's why you hang out in one area.
Aye.
Yeah. Okay. What about you guys? Is it fair? Do you reckon?
What's the question again?
The question is it fair that you're not allowed to go wherever you want to go?
Not really, no.
Not really. No, it's not fair. And do you see the impact that drugs and alcohol can have on an area to be whether it's safe or unsafe? So for example, is your area where you hang out safer on a Tuesday than it is on a Saturday?
Yeah.
So even just a day changes things. Tell me why.
Because you can.
Weekend, nobody
Weekend.
drinks.
Oh, is it the weekend we don't drink?
I've work. I've asking that, but that's
You have no money, you buy stuff.
Aye.
They have money to buy stuff, people's off school, they're off work, people are getting pissed, people are taking drugs. So what's the solution to this? Is there a solution? Is there a way that I can know for a fact that if I came back here in 5 years' time, that you're still going to be alive? Not due to ill health, but due to violence. And you guys are all going to be still alive, not due to ill health, but due to violence.
Never know.
You never know. Is there anything you personally can do as an individual to make it safer for you?
I just don't go to these places.
Just don't go to these places.
Just stay in.
So tell me then, so you're saying just stay in.
Aye.
Is it easy just to stay in and not hang out with your pals? No. So there's something that draws you out, isn't there? Do you ever think about stuff like this? You obviously do because you spend a lot of time in your houses, or you go to a house that has a party or whatever. But do you think about stuff like this? Is this stuff that you're aware of and you think about? Yes, no?
Sometimes.
And what would stop you from thinking about it? What you're holding in your hand.
Drugs.
And
Booze.
So I'm not saying to you don't take drugs and don't drink, but what I'm saying to you is it completely changes the way that you think when you're on drugs or you're drinking booze. So therefore, if you are going to drink booze and you are going to take drugs, where's the best place for you?
In the house.
In the house.
Or in a friend's house.
Or in a friend's house.
In the house.
Which is not maybe here, possibly.
But if you're in your pals' house, no. But then you need to take the Aye, and money.
Can I just ask you to put up your hands, because you're all standing already, but I ask you to put up your hands if you think you're always going to spend your whole life, now the majority of people here between the ages of, correct me if I'm wrong, 12 to 20, yeah? Can I ask you to put up your hands if you are going to move from this area in your life? Wow. So that's 85% of this room are saying they're going to move from this map that you've created, your own map, they're going to move away somewhere else. And just quickly tell me where you're going to move and why you want to move.
Honestly, try and get out of the area and just stop. Like, I don't try and figure it then. I'm just got to try and eat pals everybody for different areas.
Okay. What would you reckon? Where you going?
Ireland.
Ireland? Wow, cool. And do you think when you go to Ireland it'll be safe?
No,
Are you ready?
just the same.
Forget about that. But actually, I think going to Ireland, it might well be safe because there's ways of acting, isn't there? If you walk in there and you've got an attitude, then you're going to turn it into an unsafe place, aren't you? If you walk in there and you've got a good attitude, a positive attitude, then actually it's probably going to be quite a safe place.
A fresh start.
It's a fresh start. I don't want to bring a negative side to this area where you're staying because there's a lot of positive things about this area and there is negative things about it. But what I will say to you is being aware of this stuff through your childhood, through the age you are just now, is vitally important to what happens in the future, really, isn't it? And actually, if you've got a choice to get out of a house and go somewhere else one night because one of your pals is calling you up, whose choice is it?
Yours.
It's your choice whether you do that or not. Whose choice is it whether you carry a knife?
Yours.
Whose choice is it whether you stamp on someone's head?
Yours.
And whose choice is it whether you move in your life?
Sometimes.
So I guess the majority of what I'm saying just now is actually, it's up to you a lot of what happens, isn't it? It's not really up to anyone else. I think that's us finished. As you'll see from the video, once the young people are all standing in their places, in the areas where they hang out, to pull out the flashcards, booze and drugs, nighttime, daytime, and hand them over to the young people. Get them to really think about and reflect about what would happen if they were in that area, if they were drunk or if they were high on drugs, and what impact that would have on the evening that they've got in front of them, and what risks might happen. I mean, what kind of behaviours might come out and all the rest of it. And actually, it's getting to really think about, is there a better place to hang out if they're drunk? And you're not telling them not to be drunk. You're just getting to really be aware of what would happen if they were pissed, for example, and it was 11 o'clock at night and they were hanging around the shops. Get them to think about past experiences where people have been drunk, where people have been high, and the knock-on effect it has for how safe an area is, how unsafe an area is. It's very, very important to get them to be quite honest in this section. And then really the be-all and end-all, the end of the activity, what you really want to get to is you really want to get them to think about themselves and where they could hang out elsewhere to be a bit safer for themselves.